Hi there, this is Lauren and Jessica. We want to talk a little about the difference between America and Vietnam because we know both of them pretty well. She was born in Vietnam and I've stayed there many months and enjoyed it and going back again soon. But anyway, we'll start with America. In America, it's difficult times here for people. A lot of people are living in tents and having problems paying their rent or mortgage and things like that. So financially, people have a little bit of a hard time in America here. Everybody says it's paradise here. I haven't found the paradise. The only thing I can think of about it, if someone was poor from a different country, came here, then that might be paradise to get free benefits here, which they're starting to cut back now, but free housing, free car, free loan, everything you need to live, basically food, everything, and pay nothing. That's the only thing I can think of paradise here. It's a nice country. The problem is that you have two political parties that fight each other all the time and cause trouble for everybody, kind of give everybody a headache. Everybody fights and argues with each other, and then some of the people that run the country try to get people against each other, white and black and green and blue, whatever, everybody to hate each other, which is not good either. It would be nice if everybody was just peaceful and loved each other. That would be beautiful. Here in America, it's been a little bit hard for people. It's not easy. It's a tough time. Hopefully next year will be better. The government's doing great. They have trillions of dollars coming into this country. But the people haven't felt that yet. I mean, we're doing pretty good as far as people ourselves, but some people are really having a hard time. And then we had all these illegals come across the border. And what's happened now is that rents went from about $1,800 to $2,200 a month to $3,500 to $4,000 a month for 1,100 square foot home, which is about 35 meters if you're overseas, which is not good. That's a really bad thing for the people here. So the people that are Americans try to go rent a house now. They used to pay $1,800 to $2,000 about a year and a half or 2 years ago. Now they're paying up to $4,000 a month. And if you go to California, for example, this is Chicago I'm talking about. And if you go to California, you're talking about $5,000 a month for a house in San Jose, starting at the $7,000, $8,000 a month. And if you go to like Sacramento area, you're talking a minimum $4,000 a month to rent a house too. So things have been very complicated for people. I mean, you come from a foreign country and you're poor, you come here even illegally, you're going to have a hard time because you got to come up with at least $15,000 a month. And if you don't have a high education, it's going to be very difficult because bachelor's degrees here average between 38 and probably 55, depending on experience and time you've done this for a living. So that makes it very complicated how you come up with $15,000 when you only make about $5,000 a month, which after taxes is about $3,500 a month you receive. So America's not easy. And that's why so many people in like California, 16% of the people in California are sleeping in tents, believe it or not. In tents. They like little tent communities. And sometimes under bridges that tied to the freeways, you'll find 1,000 tents under there, people living and have like a little community and everything. They've, at least luckily the city brought some temporary toilets and stuff like that. And you're talking about California, most of the area in California is over 100 degrees, 90 to 110 degrees during the day, depending on where you live pretty much, unless you're in the mountains. So you're talking about very hot temperatures living in a tent with your family. There's people they interviewed in San Jose that have a big tent. It's about 2 bedrooms on the side, like a living room in the middle. And the husband has a master's degree. He makes about $70,000 a year, but you take the taxes off, he's down to probably 40. And his wife makes about $15,000 a year, or $20,000 a year. I think it's 20 actually. I think it's $20,000 a year. And between the two, she receives about $12,000, $15,000 a year, depending on each year and taxes that they take out, or if they have some benefits where they can get rid of some of their taxes. That's not enough to rent a house barely in San Jose. So if they did rent it with their money, they wouldn't be able to eat. They wouldn't be able to have a car. They wouldn't be able to pay their insurance. They wouldn't be able to pay for their health insurance. Luckily, the job has it. Probably, I think the husband has a job that carries the health insurance. Luckily, but all the things you need, like haircuts, nails, makeup. Men need clothes to go to work. And if you have a job that pays $75,000 a year, you need suits. You need suits and things like that to go to work. So you wear your old raggedy ones, or you have that look good if you want to try and accomplish a better position later on at the company. So America's not easy at all. And then all the crime. I live in Chicago here, And every day we hear about people getting shot and dead they found them on the sidewalk. Oh my God, shot dead with a gun. That's crazy. And then they had a shootout over the Juneteenth weekend. I think they shot 11 people, and I think 2 people deceased, or 3 people deceased, and a couple of them might have died between now and then. And police problems. And yesterday we were on our way back from doing things around the city, and we saw the sirens from police cars, and then you saw the SWAT unit. Holy cow, machine gun unit coming out to the south side of Chicago here to, I don't know what they were going to do. I don't know what happened. I didn't pay really attention or look into it. But you see a SWAT truck, they don't pull those out. This is a serious issue. Maybe like people, gangs shooting at each other or something like that. So it's getting out of control. Then we have the children take over. Like the kids usually between like 14 and 18, they take over a whole neighborhood, and it takes like 60, 80, 100 police officers to finally gather them up and get them out of there or arrest them or whatever they're going to do. Lately, they've been arresting people, which is good. Before, they were just chasing them off and getting them out of there. They're like high-performance cars doing donuts, all kinds of craziness, driving through people's yards on ATVs and dirt bikes and things like that. That's our America now. When I was a young man in America, I loved this place. It was a beautiful place and a great place to live. We'd play, like as a kid, I would play sports outside. My sister and I were a good team together. We'd like play football against 2 other kids on the street. And sometimes we'd have 4 or 5 kids on each side playing against each other, and basketball in front yard. We had a basketball hoop above our garage. The neighbors, if we were outside, they would bring us drinks out and stuff. The neighbors were so nice. You'd use the bathroom, just let us know, knock on our door. We even played like 3 blocks away. And the same people over there do the same thing. They would let you, enjoy your game, and they'd like to come out and watch you sometimes, enjoy it too, because a lot of people like sports in America. And they'd give us drinks sometimes. They'd make some hamburgers for us, hot dogs. And today in America, it's so disappointing. We lived in this neighborhood for 7 years. It's supposed to be a better neighborhood in the south side of Chicago. And our neighbors, they barely say hi to you. I mean, I've never received a Christmas card, never received a pie when you moved in, and never received anything as far as like normal neighborhoods would do in the old days. Like if you moved into a new neighborhood, and my dad moved a few times, so he found a neighborhood he really liked. And when we moved into a new neighborhood, they'd bring over pies for you, cakes for you, welcome you to the neighborhood. 10, 15 different neighbors would come over and say hi to you, introduce themselves to you. I live over here. If you need help or anything, mow your lawn or take care of your property or carry something in one day or something. If you can't handle it on your own, just please feel free to come knock on the door and I'll help you. Today, the neighbors don't even let each other in the house. They're afraid to let people in the house, especially in the south side of Chicago. There's parts of Chicago where you can't even let your kids' friends come over because they see you have nice TV or nice things in your house, and next you know it's gone. And you find out later it was the friend that you let come over into your house. So it's really getting out of control here in America. I still love the country, and I believe it's one of the best countries probably to live in, but we got to do something with this crime. And the people that have been in office the last couple of times have basically done nothing, and it's gotten worse. And the new president's he's trying to help, but he has to chase all these illegals around with ICE around all the cities throughout the United States, trying to get them out because they came here illegally and didn't come in legally, which is another thing that's crazy here. We got a lot more crime, people getting killed by the illegals. And what's really crazy is one of the parties supports them. They even, like the war with Iran, they even support Iran. Oh my God, these Americans living here in America. What's wrong with these people? We've had all these wars throughout the years, so that we could be free and rather walk the streets and not have like communist country and not have us dictators that are trying to push us around like that. And they don't care anymore. They support the dictators. They support the dictators around the world. It's gone nuts here. And they're against like 85% or 83% of the people want to vote for show an ID when you go to vote. But the other party is fighting it. They're fighting their own people because when you're like a senator or a congressman here, you're supposed to go by what the people want and help support that and help get it through. So we have new rules and regulations in this country to help our country and have fair elections and things like that. Nope, they're fighting it 100%. Don't care. They support everything against what the president of the United States does now. They support everything against him. If he said that he's a Nazi from Germany, they would probably support him. That's how crazy it is. It's really nuts. But anyway, I just want to share a little bit about America. I hope it gets better. I think it can get better. And then the racism is very crazy because we've had a couple presidents that supported the racism type activities. When I was young too, I was like 16 to 18. My neighborhood, my three best friends were black, believe it or not. And they were good people. The families were amazing. Their mom and dad invite me over for dinner, make me some crazy food, and the grandma would come over sometimes and make some crazy food, invite me over for like barbecue, and go swimming at their pool. But this day and age, everybody's running from each other. I thought it was basically over from the old days when bad things where they were against each other. I thought it was over until I moved here to Chicago and started seeing it like this area here is black, this area is white, this is Polish, this is Chinese, this is Korean. And I can't believe everything has changed so much and gone to the wrong direction. It's like in California, I went to church, and we had everybody in our church, black, white, green, and blue. And everybody called each other brother. And brother, that's a very beautiful thing, because like they look at each other as a brother. So like I have three brothers. I look at them and love them too. But brothers are very important. And in the church, we have brothers and sisters. And then I came out here in 2013 into 14 in Chicago here. I went out to a bid. I had a guy, I was flipping properties. I had a guy come out and give me a bid. He was a black gentleman. I thought he was a very nice guy when I met him, and he sounded really good and things like that. And then at the end, I told him, thank you, brother. I said, thank you, brother, for coming by. And the guy flipped and wanted to fight me. I was like, what the hell's going on over here? I had explained to him. I says, there's no disrespect towards you or anybody else. I says, I grew up in a church, and we called each other brothers, whether we're white, black, green, or blue. It didn't matter what color you are, where you're from, or whatever. We're all brothers. And I was treating you with respect by saying that. And then he felt really bad. He said, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that to you. I says, it's okay. Don't worry. I have no hard feelings. And I actually ended up hiring him to do the job. And he did a beautiful job for me. So I was very thankful again. And then I said, thank you, brother. He goes, thank you, brother. Kind of funny. Everything turned around full circle, because we became like buddies and friends. And I kept in contact with him and worked with him for many years. And then he passed away a few years back. And I was sad to see him go. He got cancer and passed away. But that's the way life goes. We all have our time, But we were like best of friends. We even took a trip to California and back, picking up some stuff I had in storage unit there. He helped me. I tried to pay him. He said, no, you're my brother. He says, brother says, okay. I said, okay, that's beautiful, But I still bought him food, put him in a nice hotel, everything, did everything for him. Because I treat him like I'm a brother. And we shared a big room together and everything, He had his bed, I had my bed, we're all good, And so it's amazing, just the things that have changed. And then here on the East Coast, so there's a little bit more aggressive, different people are towards each other. It's really sad. I like to see everybody peaceful and just love each other and enjoy life. That's what life's about. Okay, now the comparison I'm doing, of course, is I'm telling a little about America, and also now I'm going to share a little bit about Vietnam, my experiences in Vietnam. Vietnam, I tell you, when I arrived, amazing country, amazing. From getting off the plane, even to the guy that checks your passport and visa, he kind of gave me like a strong look, like he does do to everybody. It's probably part of the protocol, like a strong look. And he smiled at the end and handed me my papers back, and I went into the country. And then we were picked up there by my honey's family, which was very nice. They picked us up and brought us back to the house and luggage. We stayed with her parents at her parents' home. A nice 3-story home in a beautiful community by the airport, real close to the airport. By the airport, close, about a mile away. And it was a very nice place to stay. We stayed there the first time for, 6 weeks, honey? Honey? Hello? What? Did we stay there for 6 weeks the first time with mom and dad?
3 weeks.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's 3 weeks. Okay, 3 weeks. Okay, and then we came back again, and I liked it so much, I told her that maybe we could try and look for a house there in the future, And last year, my babe bought a beautiful 4-story home there. It's gorgeous. And I will share that later on in my blogs here. And we can talk about that too. And it's a 4-story house with 4 bedrooms. And it has 5 bathrooms, a nice kitchen, nice living room, 12-foot ceilings. The top floor is like a garden type area and a storage, relaxing, whatever you want to call it. It was unroofed for 2/3 of it. We put a plexiglass roof over with metal framing to keep the water out, and also have an area where we can turn it into future space for living or whatever we want to do with it later, or just enjoy the outdoors at night and barbecue. It's a really nice place. There's like an area in the front with big steel gates where you can lock your bikes inside so the bikes are safe and nobody's gonna mess with them, things like that. The motorbikes. It's amazing there. The people, oh my gosh, they're so amazing. The people, everywhere you go, they smile and they want to know where you're from. And again, it doesn't matter if you're black, green, blue, or white, whatever color you are. You're all treated. They all look at you just because you're different from them, and they want to know where you come from. So they come and talk to you, and you could be walking down the street to get a cup of coffee, and you sit down and have a cup of coffee with somebody, and they'll invite you to their home for dinner. You'll never see that in America again, unless they change everything. So that's a beautiful thing. Excuse me. And we were walking through one of the alleyways through all the homes by her mom one time. These guys were having a beer. There's 6 guys having a beer. They're all homeowners there. And they asked me if I'd like to have a beer with them. I said, well, let me get a cup of coffee in me, and then I'll come back and have one with you. I have one because I'm not really a drinker at all. I maybe have 1 beer or 2 beer or 1 drink or 2 drinks 2 or 3 times a year, maybe, you know. And so we had a great time. So I hang out with them for a while. And then we would go shopping and do different things. Went down to the mall. Everybody's just so nice to you everywhere. It's amazing, the people. And it's like here in the United States, if someone gets behind you, like when you're driving, they honk at you, try to cut you off the road, try to run into the Bell building or whatever. You know, somebody just even hit you. You know, they don't care, and they run through red lights and all this stuff. There, it's like beautiful music, like a flow of music. You get on a motorbike. I've ridden there because I do have a motorcycle license. And I've ridden there for many weeks there, a few months, total time. And you ride the motorcycle, there's 1,000 motorcycles in probably a mile. Everywhere you go and you get downtown, you can have 500 of them in one circle, and everybody's trying to get around. There's cars, there's motorcycles, there's trucks, and you try to get around, but everybody's polite. Like you honk one time, let people know you're there or near them. You honk twice, you let them know you're coming by on the right. You honk 3 times, they're going on the left, and you hold the horn on heavy in advance if someone's like in the way, and if maybe they can move a little bit. But that's just respect. That's not, nobody gets mad at you, nobody flips you off, nobody talks crazy to you, nobody tells you they're going to kill you, stab you, shoot you, or anything like they do here, in America. It's just so peaceful. And the food there, oh my God, is incredible. I'm a little bit nervous because I never had those different kind of foods before. But I'm trying, every so often I try a little bit more, and everything I tried so far I like. I'm not too much into fish, but I've had some mixed ones with fish, shrimp, and different things with noodles and stuff. It's really good. I was very pleasantly surprised. And then the pho, oh my gosh, they have it everywhere. You just have to find the one you like the best. And it's like $1 or $2 a bowl. Everything's so cheap there too. It's like you can live. There's couples that live there about $500 to $700 a month on the cheaper side. You want a little bit nicer place, you can spend up to $2,000 a month probably for a really nice place, like in a high rise or something in an expat community. But the home we have is right by the airport, close to her mom and her brothers and stuff. So it's real close by a cousin and things. It's very close by to where we all get to see each other, go to dinner, enjoy each other. And we went for the New Year last year and the year before. And then we're going for the New Year this year. And also we're going, in about a month, we're going for 2 months. I just feel so peaceful there. I sleep at night. I don't even remember what I got to do or the responsibilities I have here in America. I lost everything. And for a week or 2, that's normal. But in a month and a half later, I have to go review things and look at my documentation to figure out what I need to do. I make sure I pay my bills while over there that are here. So make sure everything's clear when I come back and don't have problems and keep my credit good. So it's amazing there. Sometimes we just lay there and we listen to music on the couch in the living room. Listen to music, and she gets her papayas out and different fruits, mangoes, and she cuts them by the front door and just really enjoys them. And she's very happy there, peaceful. Here's a lot of stress for her because she takes care of everything for us and deals with everything. So there's a lot of pressure for her here. But there she has almost no pressure. I mean, your utilities, your for the house. She bought the house cash, so it's paid for. Utilities, everything you have, utilities, water, electric, cable, 1 gig cable. Everything's usually under $50 unless you use some of the air conditionings. It could go up to $100 probably to keep yourself cool when you're there. And when you leave, to shut off because those coolers are for each room has its own, so you can cool that room in a few minutes when you turn it on. So there's no reason to leave them on running all day long. Some people do, but they have about a $100 bill or $120 bill for a house that size. But it's not necessary. And then the motorcycles, they get like about 100 miles a gallon, so you hardly ever put gas in them. You can go all over the city and enjoy it with little or no gas. And the people, again, and the food and everything is just so beautiful. And the cost of things, even the motorcycles are about a third less in general. So, like if you want an American motorcycle like a Harley Davidson, you're going to pay, I think it's 2.5 to 3 times the amount. So a normal Harley Davidson starts around $50,000 there and goes up to probably $100,000 for top of the line, the SVO or something like that. But other than that, you get the little motorcycles like the Hondas and the Suzukis, and even if you want a 150 or 350 or 250 or 500, you can get those. You can get a 650, you can get 1,000, whatever you want to get. They have them, but it's not really necessary because you have so many motorcycles. A small one's fine. Like we have a 160 Honda. And we have a Vespa 125, and they're perfect to get around and do whatever you need to do, and they're pretty fast and enjoyable to ride, it's comfortable. So that's how we travel around there. And then if you go with a group, you just get a Grab. Grab is a service like a taxi service that's real reasonable. You can go by the airport all the way downtown to District 1 where all the action happens and all the excitement goes on at night, especially during the holidays. And you go down there for about $5, $6 for the whole family. And if you want to take a Grab on a motorcycle, you can sit on the back of it. It's about $1 per person. You sit on the back of a Grab, and then if you have 2 people, you'll sit on the back of another one, and they'll take you downtown for $2. That was 2 people. So everything's very reasonable. People are beautiful. The country's very relaxed. They call it communist. I think we're more communist here, actually. We have a lot more rules and regulations. Oh my God, you don't turn just right, they give you a ticket. Your light bulb's out, they give you a ticket. And it doesn't seem like any of that happens there because I rode around for almost 2 months on a motorcycle every day, and I saw maybe 12 police officers, and they were traffic officers. I had to find them to see them. I mean, I really had to look around because usually just during rush hour they do the big circles where there's like 6 different streets coming together. So they're not there bothering you or anything. It's just a matter of they're there just to kind of direct traffic, keep it rolling because everybody gets stuck sometimes and nobody moves. So that's basically what they're there for. And the regular police, because there's high terms of crimes, like I borrow $1,000 from someone, I don't pay them back, they complain to the police, they give me 10 years in jail or prison, jail or prison, whatever they have available for you. And as they don't play there. So anything you do, you'll spend a lot of time. Here in America, if you didn't pay someone $1,000, it would be a civil matter. You go to court and try to get your money back. You got to fight them and try and attach your wages, everything else. There, they lock you up. So people pay their bills there. They don't want to owe people money because they don't want trouble. And if it means people don't like trouble at all, that very rare any type of crime happens. If you go by a police station, you'll see 10 to 20 officers out front sitting at the tables and chairs. I was going, this is kind of weird. All the police just sit around drinking coffee, eating, smoking their cigarettes, or whatever they like to do out there, reading a book. So they do because there's nothing to do unless something really happens and they get up and then they go take care of it. You don't want them to do that because then they're not happy. You might get a little bit of a beating or something if you cause trouble. So it's not worth it. Just stay away from trouble. Just be a normal person, act respectful, and you'll get along great in the country. I just want to share with everybody the difference between Vietnam and America from an American's perspective. And then my honey Jessica, she's been on different sites like Facebook and stuff like that, sharing the perspective from a Vietnamese woman living in America for 20 years. So it's been very positive to share this stuff with people so they understand and know how things work. And you could walk down the street. We walked down the street at 1 o'clock in the morning with fancy jewelry on and different things and dressed really nice. And went through some rougher areas because we were looking for a taxi. It was New Year's, and everything was busy. and some little rougher people, but they all waved to us, asked us where we're from, being nice to us. I'm like, oh, wow. Here in Chicago, they had guns out robbing us, and we'd be probably naked standing there. I was like, wow, Vietnam is amazing. And then I went to some areas that were a little bit poorer areas, like out towards countryside and stuff like that. But the people are amazing. They're just as nice. And I realized there's not really a level of money that changes people there. It's like there's rich people. They hang out with the poor people. The poor people hang out with the middle class. And the rich people hang out with them. They all get together. We've had many get-togethers with different friends and family members, with people from all over the Ho Chi Minh City and Saigon. And it was just a very pleasant, beautiful time together. We really had a lot of fun. And it's amazing. It doesn't matter which report, because you're all eating the same food. You're all eating off the same plates. And we went to get together with the rich one's house. Same thing. Maybe they had a few extra ducks or a few extra chickens or a little more beer, or maybe added a little bit of alcohol if some people wanted it. It was like some shots and things like that. But other than that, everybody's the same. And then everybody almost dresses the same. You didn't see the rich people with Rolexes. You didn't see the poor people with Timex. Everybody had an average watch, almost average shoes, and average clothes. Almost everybody's the same. There's a few people there in the city and also other places, I assume in Vietnam, that are super rich, and they're always trying to show off to people. But everybody we know that's doing really well, that have many properties, things like that, they're just normal people, just enjoying life, just living each day to the fullest. And so I'd like some comments if possible. Let me know what you think. And I mean, if you want to ask some questions, I can answer questions about Vietnam, answer questions about America, whether you're Vietnam, want to ask questions to an American. I can do both those for you. I look forward to everybody's responses. I will read them all. Thank you very much. You guys have a beautiful evening. Thank you.